Hey guys, so for Friday's Musical Moments with Miss Gray, I'm going to show you how to play the 12-bar blues on an instrument that you may have in your house. But if you don't have any of these instruments, I'll show you how to play it on an instrument that I've taught you how to make. So first, I'll show you how to play a 12-bar blues on a keyboard. This can be on any size keyboard that you have. This is the one that I have in my house. I'll also teach you how to play the 12-bar blues on the guitar. Now, guitar is not my favorite instrument to play. I'm not the best at it, but I'll show you how to play it. I'll show you how to play the 12-bar blues on the ukulele. And if you don't have any of those instruments in your house, I'll show you how to play it on your homemade kazoo. If you made one of these with me, I'll show you how to play it on a kazoo. And if you haven't made one yet, I'll link that video in the description down below so you can make your own kazoo too. So when you play the 12-bar blues, you're going to follow this format right here. You can see that I drew up 12 boxes and they're split with 4 beats in each row. We notate 12-bar blues with Roman numerals. That's why you see some letters on here, some funny looking shapes. So this I, this capital I, stands for the number 1 in Roman numerals. So you'll see that all of these first 4 boxes have the letter I in it, which means number 1. In the second row, you'll see an I and a V that are attached together. And an I and a V together makes the number 4 in Roman numerals. So we have 4, 4, 1, 1. Then in our third row, we have the letter V, and V by itself is the number 5. We have 5, 4, 1, 1. And this is the form that you will use for a 12-bar blues. When I'm talking about the different positions on the instruments I'll show you how to play it on, I'll talk about position 1, position 2, and position 3. Position 1 corresponds with our first Roman numeral, or our I. Position 2 is going to go with number 4. And position 3 is going to go with number 5. So just think about that and keep that in mind when I'm showing you how to play these on the different instruments. All right, I know this is a bit of a wonky angle, but this is the best I can do to show you an overhead view of my piano. So if you look, you'll notice that there's a pattern on our keys. With the black keys specifically, we've got 2 black keys, 3, 2, 3, 2, and it keeps going. So to find the first note that you'll need, you're going to find these 2 black keys on your keyboard, and you're going to play the one right below it, the white key that's right below it. But any of these underneath those 2 black keys are going to be the same note, just in different spots. So you're going to play this note, skip one, play the next one, skip one, play the next one. That's going to be your first chord, okay? Then you're going to play that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to move your fingers, okay? And do you see this key that's right in between these top 2 fingers? You're going to move your bottom finger there, skip one, play one, skip one, play one. That's your next chord. And you can also see that this one starts underneath the 3. The first one started underneath the 2. The second one starts underneath the 3. Then for the next one, all you have to do is move every finger up 1. And those are the only 3 that you'll need. So you're going to play the first one 4 times. Go to the second position for 2 times. Go back to the first position for 2 times. Then go to the third position once. Second position once. First position 2 more times. And if you add that all up, it equals out to 12. Now, in each bar, you have 4 beats. So technically, this first position, we're going to play it 4 times with 4 beats. So 4 times 4 is 16. So we're going to play this first one 16 times. Alright, now we're going to move on to our second position. And remember I said we're going to play 2 bars of this, but each bar has 4 beats, so 2 times 4 is 8. We're going to play this one 8 times. And then back to 1 for another set of 8. Then we're going to go to 5 for 1 bar of 4 beats. 1 more bar of 4 beats at this second position. And then 8 more beats in the first position. Now if you want, you can move your hand position so that one hand plays everything up here, and then your bottom hand down here, I'll move up here so I can show you. My bottom hand is going to play this first note. Then we're going to come down, and if I have a finger on each key, our pinky will play when we go to the second position. And when we go to third position, our ring finger will play. And those are only 3 notes. These 2 fingers don't have to do anything. It's just thumb, pinky, and ring. And it'll sound like this. And I'm marking my bars with my left hand. Now, blues is a style that is very irregular in the rhythms that they play, and they typically won't follow straight on the beat like that, so you can jazz it up a little bit and make it sound something like this. And that's how you can play the 12-bar blues on the piano. Next up, I'll show you how to play the 12-bar blues on the ukulele. Just like on the piano, you need 3 different positions. First position is going to be your easiest chord. And I'll bring you down so that you can get a better look at my ukulele. Alright, so here we've got a better view of the ukulele. The first chord that you will need, you're going to place a finger right here. So we're on the very bottom string of the ukulele. And we're in, this is the 1st fret, 2nd fret, and 3rd fret, and that's where we're going to press. Okay, and it changes that string, right? But we're going to strum down all of the strings. We're going to play 4 bars on 1, and this is our first position. Okay? Then we're going to switch to our second position. This one's a little bit more tricky. You're going to take your first finger, and it's going to go up to the 2nd string on this 1st fret, and then your middle finger is going to reach all the way up to this top string, but in the 2nd spot. And that's our second position. And we're going to play 2 bars here. Okay. Now you're going to go back to your first position. I like playing it with this finger, but you can play it with whichever finger you want to. And first position for 2 more bars. Now your third position is going to be the trickiest one of all. Third position, you're going to take your first finger and it's going to go to the 2nd string like we did for that second position chord. Your middle finger is going to reach into the next fret, but on that thickest string on the ukulele. And then this finger, your ring finger, is going to tuck in underneath. So if you can see there, there's a string going between these 2 fingers that's not being touched in that 2nd fret because this first finger's on it. And this top string doesn't have anybody touching it. play that chord for 1 bar, you'll go back to second position for 1 bar and first position for 2 more bars. Now remember, each bar has 4 beats, so we got to add those up now. So we stay at the beginning. We're on our first position for 4 bars. Each bar has 4 beats, so 4 times 4 is 16. So we got 16 beats here. Then we're going to move into our second position, which was here. We have 2 bars here. Each bar has 4 beats. 2 times 4 is 8. Then we come back to our first position for 8, because we have 2 bars of it. We have 1 bar in our third position, so 4 beats. 1 bar in second position, and 2 bars in our last position, or in our first position. If you put it together, it'll sound something like this. Just like before, blues isn't typically straight on the beat like that, so you can kind of switch it up a little bit. That's how you play 12-bar blues on the ukulele. Alright, so like I mentioned, guitar is not my best instrument, so I'm probably going to be struggling a little bit through this with you, but this is how you can play a 12-bar blues on the guitar. Alright, so I've got you zoomed in on the fretboard of the guitar here. So first position, you're going to take your first finger and you're going to place it right here on this third string from the bottom. And then your middle finger is going to come over to the second fret, and it's going to go on the 5th string from the bottom. Okay? And we have 4 bars here. That is your first position. Second position, we're going to bring our first finger to the 4th string up, and we're working in the 2nd fret. And then our middle finger is going to tuck down on the 2nd string from the bottom. So there's a string going between them there. This is our second position, and we have 2 bars here. Then we're going to go back to first position for 2 more bars. Then we're going to go to our third position for 1 bar, and our third position's a little complicated. We got our first finger here, second finger in this next one, skip a string, place that finger, skip a string, place that finger. And we're there for 1 bar before we go back to this position, second position, for 1 bar, and then we go back to first position for 2 more bars. And remember, each bar gets 4 beats, so let's add all of the beats into our bars. All right, so first position, we are there for 4 bars. Each bar gets 4 beats. 4 times 4 is 16. So we're gonna play this one for 16 beats. Second position, we're in for 2 bars, and each bar gets 4 beats. 2 times 4 is 8, so we're gonna play this one for 8 beats. Back to first position for 8 more beats at 2 bars. Then we've got 1 bar of that third position. 1 bar back at the 4th position. And 2 bars back in the first position. And just like I said for all of the other ones, blues isn't typically played in a straight, steady beat like that, so you can spice it up a little bit with some different rhythms like this. That's how you play the 12-bar blues on the guitar, mostly. And the last instrument we're gonna work with is the kazoo, which is powered by your voice, so technically you could just sing it, but it's a little bit more fun with the kazoo. So if you watch through the other ones, you'll know that there's 3 positions that we need, so there's 3 notes that we will need to sing. Our first note is going to be our lowest note, and it is going to be do. And we have 4 bars of that. Then we have 2 bars at our second note, which is a little bit higher. Then you have 2 bars going back down to the first one. Then you have 1 bar at our highest note. 1 bar at the next note down, which is our second note. And then 2 more in our first spot. Now with all the other instruments, we gave 4 beats per bar, but with our voice, we're going to give 2 beats per bar. So that means with our first note, we're going to sing 2 notes in each bar. So that means 2 times 4 is 8, and then you just add it up as we go through, following with our little 12-bar blues format. Here we go. And just like with all the others, it's a little boring to play it straight on the beat like that, so you can jazz it up a little bit if you want. So that's how you can play the 12-bar blues on the kazoo. All right, so I hope you have at least one of those instruments, and I know you have at least your voice, that you can play the 12-bar blues on. And if you have a device that you can record these sounds on, you can record yourself playing on one of those instruments, and then go back to those lyrics that we wrote on Monday, and then you can sing your melody over top of you playing the 12-bar blues. It's pretty stinking cool. Here is my song. All right, so I quickly threw together what my song would sound like if I were to play the track and sing my lyrics. And as a quick tip, if you are recording this, sometimes you'll just play the last set of your 12 bars, so the 5, the 4, the 1, the 1, or you can also play 5, 4, 1, 5, which is what I'm going to do. So I didn't do a good job at explaining that. Basically, that is what you're going to use as your introduction. You're going to play chord 5, 4, 1, 5 as your introduction, and then you're going to go through the 12-bar blues as it was. that was my one verse for my song, but you get the idea of how you can put together your own song. Thanks for watching this video. I know it was a little bit longer than my normal ones and a little bit more intensive of some topics and ideas, but if you took part in any part, remember to share through a message. You can take pictures or videos and send them on Class Dojo. I just want to see you guys being creative, so make sure you share that with me. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.